We were told the Vikings never penetrated deep into Eastern Europe, that they never mixed with the Magyar tribes who founded Hungary. We were wrong. The genetic evidence doesn't lie, and what it reveals is a hidden chapter of European history that connects two seemingly unrelated peoples, the fierce Norse warriors of Scandinavia and the nomadic Magyar horsemen of the Eurasian steppes. This is the story of how Viking blood ended up in Hungary. This is the story of the Varangians. And this is the story that your DNA might be telling you right now. To understand how Norse DNA ended up in Hungary, we need to start in the 8th century. In the year 750 AD, Scandinavia was about to explode onto the world stage. But here's what most people get wrong about the Vikings. When we think of Vikings, we picture raiders, berserkers storming monasteries, longships appearing on the horizon, bringing death and destruction. That's only half the story. The other half, the half that changed the genetic landscape of Eastern Europe, was about trade, about exploration, about building an empire that stretched from Iceland to the Caspian Sea. The Vikings weren't just warriors, they were the greatest merchants and explorers of the medieval world. And they had their eyes on something most historians ignore, the rivers of Eastern Europe. In 793 AD, Vikings attacked the monastery at Lindisfarne in England. History marks this as the beginning of the Viking Age. But while Vikings were raiding the west, something far more significant was happening in the east. Swedish Vikings, known as the Rus, discovered something that would make them richer than any raid ever could. They discovered the river routes of Eastern Europe, the Dnieper River, the Volga River, the Don River. These weren't just waterways, they were highways. Highways that connected the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea, to Constantinople, to the richest markets in the known world, and right in the middle of these routes, the territory that would become Hungary. The Vikings called themselves the Rus, the locals called them Varangians, and they didn't just pass through Eastern Europe, they built cities, Kiev, Novgorod, Smolensk. These weren't temporary camps, these were permanent settlements. These were the foundation of what would become Russia itself. The name Russia literally comes from the Rus Vikings. Let that sink in. The largest country in the world is named after Swedish Vikings. But here's where it gets interesting for Hungary. While the Rus were building their trading empire along the rivers, another group was moving into the region. A group that would collide with the Vikings in ways that would permanently alter both people's genetics.